Coningsby Squadron, and we're at the Bournemouth Air Festival, and we're going to give you highlights from 2022.
Mate! Don't take me, can I have a photo taken? Can I have a photo, Ted? Oh, wings down, hang on. Wings down. Get this out. Go, put them there. Hang on. Oh, Ted. Oh, Ted. Sorry, Ted, mate.
He loves that. He does it all the time. That means you get good luck when you
through it.
Here we go, Ted. Right, 1, 2, 3.
Ted, what we got here, mate? Ted, look.
Oh, Ted.
So this is our first visit to the Bournemouth Air Festival. Ted is just setting up the Ted cam for his amazing skills with Ted. Be careful with those wires, mate. And yes, sit back, relax, get yourself some popcorn, snacks, takeaway, food, whatever you've cooked, tea, whatever you drink. Get it ready and enjoy. 1 hour and 45 minutes on Bournemouth Air Festival highlights. Oh yeah. So Paddy is here with call sign Bryant. These are two Typhoons from RAF Coningsby, one being Blackjack and the other being the Reserve Typhoon. They will carry the call sign Bryant 1 and 2. This will change to Anarchy 1 when Paddy is ready for his display. Oi, oi! Ted is the hands-on rod and stick, and you know how to control this. Oh, I bet they got some good salmon here, Ted. Ted, off you go, mate. Go get that salmon.
Ted, who we got here, mate? Ted, can you speak Polish? You can. Cześć, co tam, ziom?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have got the show on the road. It is the magnificent men in their flying machine, the aerobatics and the superbatics from the Wingwalkers.
So you've got Wingwalkers, right? Breathtaking acrobatics and handstands while being strapped to Boeing Stearman biplanes from the 1940s. These biplanes can pull up to 4 Gs and reach up to speeds of 150 miles per hour. Oh yeah!
Well, it is absolutely true. Really as a pilot, it's out of cockpit experience. We get strapped safely to the submarine of an aeroplane, and indeed you're probably for those flying the aircraft. And you can really feel the
If it isn't enough to see the impressive moves of the Wingwalkers, these 1940 biplanes also perform close formation flypasts, and it's quite dazzling.
Let's drop into the cockpit. Beautiful arrival, and as you mentioned there, Rod Dean is trying to keep as much energy as he can by flying as smoothly and as gracefully.
So this is a Yorkshire-built Slingsby T67 Firefly, originally produced as the Fournier RF6. It is a 2-seat aerobatic training aircraft and built by the Slingsby Aviation in Kirkby Moorside.
Still working, as well as flying, he's still working assisting the Imperial War Museum that Doug has put on there. By Slingsby, a UK aircraft manufacturer based up in Yorkshire, and it's been used extensively, putting up into a very nice barrel roll. Now let's explain that. A barrel roll is basically going around, it's an imaginary big barrel in the sky that you pull up quite hard, don't you? You actually pull up high before you go around, is that right? But basically, yes. There's an aileron roll, which is just rolling around the longest you can access. The barrel roll is, again, imaginary. So, wing waggle coming out, this is got the Firefly. You know what to do, give them a massive wave off. Bournemouth, Boston, everybody else up down here. Really lovely bit of fun.
Ladies and gents, teddy bears, the sound of the Hawker Fury.
You can feel the power, can't you, in that? It's just terrific. Big engine on it.
Beautiful aircraft, and all that power just dives off into a huge climbing turn on the arrival on the frontal B axis. Let's see if we can hear those beautiful tones now. Former naval fighter bomber. Fury was a development from the Tempest, which in and of itself was a development of the Typhoon. Late war radial engine, powerful fast
Oh, beautiful sounds from the Bristol Centaurus 18 cylinder air-cooled radial piston engine. So this aircraft developed as a naval fighter bomber, absolutely sensational. Wingspan of 11.7031 meters, makes it slightly larger wingspan than the Spitfire, and of course, because the Spitfire's got a bigger wingspan than the Eurofighter Typhoon, the Fury has an even bigger wingspan. Oh yeah!
I thought that was pretty damn good. It's really impressive aircraft.
Ladies and gents, teddy bears, if you've not experienced the Richard Goodwin Pit Special display, then you're in for a treat. This guy really flies it like he stole his own aircraft. Well, you know what? He's actually built his own aircraft from scratch, and he flies it like he wants to. Amazing. Some of the moves he can do. He can even hover it like an F-35B. Just watch.
Pretty much what we refer to as a non-conductor. 300 horses on the front end. But you can see now an example of how he can climb at speed to then literally using the residual speed, hovered shortly, turned it, let the aircraft tumble over itself for a few minutes, and then develop his power of power. Another mind-bogglingly fast spin there just to get dry out the rest of the clothes, and letting it fall back through itself. French guy, real enthusiast. And then went into commercial aviation, where it certainly wasn't going to be constrained by merely staying in the air or even merely staying commercial flight. He's going to hang two very small jet turbines, and what we haven't really got out of him yet is whether he'll fly with the turbines on top. Holding it, he'll hold this one until the gyroscopic force of the propeller takes over. So this is the aircraft now reacting to the turn of the propeller, but he's still letting it just flop down, and actually that's really uncomfortable, the hammerhead like that, when you just let the front of the aircraft fall down very, very well done to Saturday.
And also, Bournemouth Air Festival. Richard is sponsored by the company. Yeah, so that's the festival participants, one of which you can see right in front of you here, but also all the people here make it simply won't be possible to put off this scale of their festival signs of Bournemouth.
Achieving virtually zero speed flight. Absolutely extraordinary, isn't it? Right on the edge of the envelope, as we call it. like to finish because they're all banned for the course of the moment. But pulling up, let's enjoy now the very gentle and very dramatic, wonderfully aesthetically put together air display here from the Firefly. And the RV series, these are RV4s here, have been around a hugely long time, massively successful, well over 10,000 of them have been made, and there's just no bonus.
And that's testament to the number of aircraft that have been built. A great design, doing very well, very popular with pilots at a very, a modest flying club level of aviation. That's a very, very tricky manoeuvre there, trying to barrel roll in line of stern. Got to get the rudder input just right to stay in position. Yeah, barrel roll tricky is that, as we said earlier, the barrel roll, you are putting in roll as well as pitch. And so you've got to get the rate of roll the same. And so the number 2 director, again, frontline operations against huge pull on available spare aircraft. Not so many spare these days. Here we go, beautiful pair split there.
Historic capability in these design bureaus to manage flying displays around the country. That actually used to be the Chinook display pilot as well. So he crossed over from his rotary experience back into the picturing world, whilst at the same time it's got a really distinctive sound, this particular engine. It's a radial engine, very similar to the Pratt & Whitney, 450 horsepower. Coming up very shortly after this reverse positioning manoeuvre, the 4-ship cross. Yeah, you must have practiced that a lot.
Yeah, it's a great way of either deceiving someone taking you and trying to control the aircraft around its changing direction and swiftly. All the aircraft there you can see throwing smoke, and I've been a number 1 though, of course.
Roll over, go! They're going to roll now, keep your eyes peeled. This is what they call the rollover.
So 1, 2, 3 in formation there, back there, 90 feet, turning their neck to look straight up above them, just ever so slightly right with number 4 there, trying those lovely speed.
Ted, who have you got as a special guest, mate? Oi, Red Ted, how you doing? You excited about the BBMF? They're coming now, are they? Alright, let's watch them.
To introduce the Royal Air Force Battle of Britain Memorial Flight. You will now be greeted by the sound of Merlin engines, not only the most iconic aero engine ever built, but also the most instantly recognisable. Today is flying by our officer commanding of the Battle Group Memorial Flight, Squadron Leader Mark Sugden. This Spitfire is the only airworthy Spitfire from the actual Battle of Britain, and a much admired survivor. Put into storage in 1944 until the making of the movie.
In 1952, this exact Spitfire gave a lady the flight of her life. It was very much unexpected. Now, Spitfires have their landing front heavy, so during rough weather and really strong winds, it becomes a little bit nose heavy. So during taxiing, they would call out a procedure called rough weather procedure. Margaret Horton was a WAAF flight mechanic, and she was called up to carry out rough weather procedure. What this means is that she will hang on the back of a Spitfire on the tail to hold it down before the chop's away for the Spitfire to take off. However, the pilot didn't realise she was on the back of the Spitfire and just took off.
So as the Hurricane completes its display and pulls up into its own victory roll, look to your right for the Lancaster. This is Lancaster Papa Alpha 474, flown today by the Captain, Flight Lieutenant Paul Wise, co-pilot, Flight Lieutenant Seb Davey. Ended a few weeks earlier, so the aircraft was modified for Far East operations against the Japanese as part of the Tiger Force, and was first flown in this configuration in August 1945. Combat operations in the Far East also ended before the aircraft was deployed, and instead it was stored with the 3 hours and 10 minutes on the airframe. PA474 is now painted on its port side as a Lancaster B Mark III Whiskey 5005.
Good morning, Lieutenant Jim Carver, Royal Navy Helicopter Display Pilots, and we'll be displaying this afternoon at about 3:30, I think it is, the Royal Navy Black Cat.
Of the Black Cat Solar Display. For those of it, certain vintage will remember the Black Cat being 2 Royal Naval Lynx aircraft. Today's pressure drops mean that we now have a solo one, or indeed a stealth aircraft. No, I'm only kidding. There is just the one aircraft.
And it's always good to see these guys back in market again. And a special hello to his own family, Vicky, Mum Louise and Harry Libby. And also to CTO Bowsers, my Leonardo this year as well. They're based very close to Royal Naval Air Station Yeovilton, working out of their Yeovil base, just south of the Royal Naval base itself.
Display is supported by both the Royal Navy and providing aircraft and all guests questions.
See that clip? I don't know whether it's YouTube, the Danish Lynx trying to land on the back of that frigate. It was horrendous. I mean, I take my hat off to these guys, don't you?
I docked my Royal Air Force 6-wing hat to the salty naval aviators, trying to get my back of the heating boat in a full 7 with 50 lots of wind. I mean, at least,
and at night.
And at night
work as well on MVPs. I mean, it takes real skill. Of course, this aircraft here, ably assisted with an awful lot of equipment. You can see the blisters on the nose of the aircraft, primarily for its surveillance. Bring that back on the ground immediately, or we're going to have to stop this flying right now. Terribly sorry to sound so strenuous and strict, but I'm afraid we cannot allow it to continue. Thank you.
Right, ladies and gents, teddy bears, we've got a treat for you here. The Blades. If you've not heard of the Blades aerobatics team, they are just sensational. They take flying experiences to the ultimate level too. The Blades are a world-class formation display team made up of highly skilled former Red Arrows pilots. Now these guys are absolutely fully experienced, so we'll take Blade 1. Who's Andy Evans? He's flown the Jaguar, the Hawk, and of course the Extra 300, which is what the Blades fly. He's racked up more than 8,300 hours of flying. Oh yeah. Blade 2 is Ben Murphy. Now he's flown the Harrier, the Hawk, a Hawker Hunter, an Extra 300, and the Edge 540. He's racked up 4,350 hours. He's a former Red 1 of the RAF Red Arrows. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Then we've got Mike Ling as Blade 3. He's flown the Tornado, the Hawk, and of course the Extra 300. Racked up total of 4,200 hours, and guess what? He's the longest serving RAF Red Arrows pilot. Mike Ling, the legend. He's also got the MBE in the Queen's New Year Honours list at the end of 2017. That deserves an oh yeah. And finally, we've got James McMillan, Blade 4. He's the solo display. He's pretty good at this. And I'll tell you what, he's got a career of 3,800 hours. And guess what, guys? He's flown the Typhoon. Oh yeah, Ted's favourite then, I guess.
We've been performing dusk over Spitfire around the world. This maneuver is the least aerobic off bend. The team starts with a formation loop flying just 6 feet apart. They follow the cloud line for off bend. This is dedicated to our prime sponsor, Aerobic. This maneuver is called the hammerhead, all 4 pilots performing opposition tight stall turns. This is Snake. Also a great camera opportunity. GS UASA. UASA batteries are the #1 selling brand for all car types, vehicles and industrial uses. They're made by GS UASA, the world's leading battery manufacturer, who power thousands of applications worldwide. And all of the terms and conditions are on there. Please do get entering because the competition is about to close on Sun. And 4 in the centre now, they are going to perform an iconic Shape in the Sky, dedicated to the RAF Benevolent Fund. Ladies and gentlemen, the Heart. An exciting split. This is the Derry split. Before crossing in the centre line at a closing speed of 350 miles per hour. This is a very dynamic manoeuvre which involves the aircraft spinning around its wingtips at -3 whilst dropping vertically. We're pulling back up into the vertical. He completes this part of the display with a launch back to hover.
Sounds like he's enjoying that, doesn't it?
He certainly does. So we are coming towards the end of the display now. This is called the revolver. And we will have Blade 4 now coming in to join the team. So we've got Blade 1 there flying straight and level with Blade 2 and 3 rolling around the smoke of the other pilot. And 3 pulling up, leaving Blade 4 to add the fizz. This is the champagne split. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Louise, and thanks once again also, of course, to the Daily Echo for their sponsorship of that. And we welcome...
Hi, I'm Ted Coningsby, one of the co-pilots with my friend Ted Coningsby, and welcome to the 2022 Chinook Display.
Hey!
All right.
Farewell, and then reposition itself to come in after the blades is done. Mind with your cameras.
Plane, break, go!
Oh, what a wonderful, wonderful sight that is indeed. Absolutely magnificent sky. The blades will now quickly reassemble themselves as the Chinook will give us a little nod and farewell and then reposition itself to come in after the blades display. There have been so many firsts at the Bournemouth Air Festival.
Ted, how do you say walker in Ted language?
Chinook Display.
Angle, roll angle, Typhoon. You can see aircraft now beating the wing over, setting up for the roller coaster. The aircraft will be pitched up to 50 degrees nose up to complete the first nose over. The crew will then dive down to their base height before repeating manoeuvres to complete the famous roller coaster. During this manoeuvre, the challenge for the crew is to descend onto the crowd centre between nose overs whilst controlling a 15-ton aircraft which is being pushed or pulled by the wind. Joining the 50 in the cockpit today is Flight Lieutenant Simon Smith, one of our two 2022 Display co-pilots. Can you join the airport? Joining the 50 in the cockpit today is Flight Lieutenant Simon Smith, one of our two 2022 Display co-pilots. Can you join the Air Force in 2010 before...
Good height, good speed, stand by, ready, enter, now. 10, 20, 30, 40, 45,
aircraft passes this time, Schmitty has a full view of you all, so please give him a big wave. The display the team are putting on for us demonstrates how surprisingly manoeuvrable the large helicopter is. Most of this display is born out demonstrates how surprisingly manoeuvrable the large helicopter is. Most of this display is born out of tactical skills employed in operations around the world. During these manoeuvres,
Who is suspended wide, but it's great to have you here on the track. I'm going to
by the RAF as a battlefield helicopter for over 40 years. It's been operated from the Falkland Islands, Iraq, Afghanistan, and most recently Mali. Heavy lift, please give them a warm welcome. The Chinook has been continuously used by the RAF as a battlefield helicopter for over 40 years. It's been operations in the Falkland Islands, Iraq, Afghanistan, and most recently Mali. Heavy lift capacity combined with power, speed and agility ensure that even during the hottest summers and darkest nights, the force always completes its mission. Supporting the display aircraft this year are our exceptional team of engineers, many fresh back from operations in Mali. Led by Flight Lieutenant Nate Rowan, we could not put on this fantastic display for you today without their hard work and dedication. So a nice round of applause for them, please. Always completes its mission. Supporting the display aircraft this year. And coming off the top, they begin their 405-degree spiral descent. Everyone on 27 Squadron are extremely proud to be bringing you the 2022 Chinook Display. We do this alongside our operational and frontline deployment commitment while conducting all our regular duties, training and parties throughout the UK. The aircraft stop very quickly when it's presenting both those ships to the air. And there we go, please give the crew a big wave as Finley flashes the landing lamps for one final goodbye before. And installed in the P51.
Right guys, listen out for this distinctive whistle of this P51 Mustang. It's a gem of a warbird.
That is why they're called such. And the near perfect marriage of both engine and this platform made the eventual 1944 P51D aircraft with its bubble canopy and 6 guns, one of the most ironic and potent fighters of all time. Impressive with a level maximum speed of 437 miles an hour at 25,000 feet, but combined with a maximum diving speed of 500 miles an hour, it could also achieve just under 42,000 feet out of service speed. Rolls-Royce Heritage Dust, based at East Midlands, very close to the Derby headquarters of the company. They have this aircraft. Day job is flying the company Gulfstream, very nice it is too, and his other job is managing and running the aviation sector of the Rolls-Royce Heritage Foundation. Hear the distinctive sound of the whistle there, of the wind going over the duckport, just like playing out the top of the bottle. It obviously has global appeal and celebrates the historic and ongoing relationship between Rolls-Royce and the United States Air Force. Aircraft, this was designated by Sean Patrick, the then owner of this aircraft, as the Shark. Introduced the aircraft to Rolls-Royce initially, and then moving over, and that will help on the aircraft. Lovely top line bar here as well, and I think I hear a stage there calling last pass. And just to finish off that story about which
Hello, how are you?
I'm Squadron Leader Tom Bold, I'm Team Leader of the Red Arrows, and welcome to our display today.
Put your hands together for the 2020 Red Arrows! Red 1 pulling the formation up at 4G and over 400 miles per hour as the team collapsed into 7 miles per hour as the team collapsed into 7 arrow trains. They will reach a height of over 5,500 feet at the top of the loop before they descend back down to our minimum safe distance of 300 feet above the sea. Red 1 bend the formation around to the right. Red 1 is squadron leader Tom Bold. As the team rolls to the left on the far right hand side, closest in is Red 2, Flight Lieutenant Stu Roberts. He's in his first year on the team. He's a previous Typhoon pilot with 11 and 12 squadrons. As the team rolls to the left on the far right hand side, closest in is Red 2, Flight Lieutenant Stu Roberts. He's in his first year on the team. He's a previous Typhoon pilot with 11 and 12 squadrons at RV4 Fireflies. His opposite number on the left-hand side is Flight Lieutenant Patrick Kershaw, known as Paddy. Again, his first year on the team this year, and the team, and now that the F-35 is flown by the Dam Busters, this is the Lightning Loop. Once again, the team reaching 5,500 feet and slowing down to approximately 150 miles per hour. This means that the controls on the aircraft are less responsive, which means station keeping and formation keeping is even more difficult. The aircraft now accelerating up to 200 miles per hour, 300, 350, 400 miles per hour at the bottom of the loop, with G increasing all the way to 4G. As the team bends to the left, on the far right-hand side, uppermost as we look at it, is Red 4 Squadron Leader John Bond, known as Bondy. He is in his 5th year on the team, a previous Synchro leader from 2021. Once again, the team reaching 5,500 feet and slowing down to approximately 150 miles per hour. This means that the controls on the aircraft are less responsive, which means station keeping and formation keeping is even more difficult. The aircraft now accelerating up to 200 miles per hour, 300, 350, 400 miles per hour at the bottom of the loop, with G increasing all the way to 4G. As the team bends to the left, on the far right-hand side, uppermost as we look at it, is Red 4 Squadron Leader John Bond, known as Bondy. He is in his 5th year on the team, a previous Synchro leader from 2021, a former Typhoon pilot, and dynamic tornado. The board call is made by Red 4 as Red 4 and 5 roll around the smoke of the rest of the formation. Watch for the colour change as Red 1 brings the formation to the right. As Red 4 and 5 smoke red and blue. Smoking red is Red 5, White 10, As Her Majesty the Queen, Queen Elizabeth II celebrates 70 years on the throne, thereby making her the longest serving queen in history. You will have seen us over London on the Platinum Jubilee weekend, but once again, if you missed the opportunity celebrating the Platinum Jubilee, get your cameras ready for the Jubilee Presents. Leaving a snake-like smoke trail in the sky in a maneuver we call the Typhoon. Red 6 crowd rear, and they use those tones as a signal for Red 6 and 7 to turn back towards the display line and commence their next approach. And this allows 6 and 7 Each aircraft now pulling up at about 5G, which means everything about them is now weighing 5 times heavier than what you and I are as we stand on the seashore. They are now inverted to 60 degrees, no doubt, attempting to get back down to 100 feet as they complete the rest of the boomerang. The red goes on from 2 and 3 as they perform a barrel roll around reds 4 and 5. 4 and 5 blue on as they roll around reds 2 and 3 in one of the hardest manoeuvres for our new pilots each year to master. This is the rollback. Pilots each year to master. This is the rollback. unqualified flying instructor on the Hawk T-Mark 1. Bournemouth gives the synchro pair a huge round of applause for a wonderful pass in the corkscrew. Unqualified flying instructor on the Hawk T-Mark 2. He brings them around to the left. Look to your right, you'll see helix formation and inverted V. Right to the colourful double. Red one, bringing the formation around to the right. Each aircraft is fitted with a smoke pod. Red round to the right. Each aircraft is fitted with a smoke pod. Red one saying it's flying an aircraft without a smoke pod. It may look like Red Arrow, but it doesn't have a smoke pod underneath. Those smoke pods are capable of producing 5 minutes of white photograph to ensure we have the right colour at the right time. One of our engineers, Nick Saban, would like to dedicate today's heart to his parents, Ruth and Jed. And the Red Arrows would like to dedicate today's heart to a gentleman called Stuart Kirkham. He is a lifelong Red Arrow fan. He travelled across the country to watch our displays and practices, and sadly lost his battle with a short illness earlier this year. Barrel rolls and inverted flights in the Crossbow. Again, get your cameras ready. Bournemouth, it's been an absolute pleasure to perform for you today. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for all your support in the past and the future. Please put your hands together for the 2022 Red Arrow! 2022 Red Arrow!
Ted, what do you think of that, mate? Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Ted Coningsby.
Smooth running. We've got a bit of a chop going today. The boat is 38 feet length. But, yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no cabins on board. There is a
Ted, what's going on here?
Followed closely from Private Jacob Jackson, who's flying the organ donation flag, with smoke, filming it as the crew group.
Please don't feed these goats or go near them, they'll have you.
The B52 is capable of delivering the full complement of joint developed weapons and will continue.
That's right, guys, we've got a B52 Flypast. This is the debut of the B52 to the Ted Coningsby Squadron. They knew we were here, so they just had to come by and do a Flypast to Ted. What do you reckon, Ted?
An absolute legend coming in from your left-hand side now.
Ted, I'm very impressed that that Barry just didn't go flying there. I know we're on a cliff, so just contain that excitement. I think you're more shocked.
B-52, capable of dropping or launching the widest array of weapons in the US inventory. This includes gravity bombs, cluster bombs, precision-guided missiles, and joint direct attack munitions. Updated with modern technology, the B-52 is capable of delivering the full complement of joint developed weapons and will continue into the 21st century as an important element of the US nation's defences.
What is that?
The US Air Force currently expects to operate these aircraft through until 2050. An absolute legend coming in from your left-hand side now. Please welcome from the United States Air Force, in the hands today of Captain Tremaine Barnett, the outstanding B-52. that is. It's not very often you get to see one of those going low and fast past your front door. An absolute legend coming in from your left-hand side now. Please welcome from the United States Air Force, in the hands today of Captain Tremaine Barnett, the outstanding B-52.
Made by the Boeing Military Airplane Company, the power plant driving this through the air is 8 Pratt & Whitney engines. The TF33P3103 turbofans, each engine with a thrust of up to 17,000 pounds. It's so far out in Bournemouth Bay right now, but you can still see it, and that's because it has a wingspan of 185 feet and a length of 159 feet. That's almost 50 metres.
Yes, an extraordinary beast, equipped with bristling with modern technology and improved weaponry. Absolutely absolute. We were talking about the Typhoon using a tiny little space to get its display done, and it's even a big head. I would imagine Southampton Air Traffic Control are getting a bit jittery right now as well with this on his radar screen.
He's banking round quite tight.
Anywhere within the surrounding force. Just absolutely extraordinary range. And Smoky Joe there, very much.
Hi everyone, I'm Flight Lieutenant Paddy O'Hare and I am the 2022 Typhoon Display pilot. Hi everyone, it's Ted Coningsby and this is my display.
Oh yeah!
Enjoy. One or two more passes and this formation will split. We'll go straight into... There you see, way back on the speed, you saw the high nose attitude of the Typhoon doing its best. This, of course, an aircraft capable of 1,500 miles an hour, basically flying alongside something that normally flew around between 300 and 400 miles an hour. The marks up in there. And the jobs that they do and did in the past, but also, of course, the camaraderie of the pilots who flew them then and the pilots who fly them now. Very similar indeed. It's, of course, protecting the shores of the United Kingdom, something that the QRA duty service on a daily basis. Shortly now the formation will break. Into the cockpit, listen to the command. And once again an opportunity for the photographic enthusiasts out there to capture a very rare moment in air display activity. And there you have it. Stunning. A little more comfortable. Twitching away throughout the flying, just keeping the aircraft totally in control to what we refer to as a high alpha configuration, back to about 120, 130 knots here, very, very slow speed, remembering with the capability of this particular aircraft. About 120, 130 knots here, very, very slow speed, remembering with the capability of this particular aircraft. and of course lots and lots of energy as this comes out of this, and of course lots and lots of energy as this for 365 days a year. Adam felt in a bit of a rush. At the cruising speed of 1,380 miles an hour, he comes from RAS Lockie Mountain, Scotland to Bournemouth in just 30 minutes, and from really noticeable when it goes quiet, isn't it? Spends most of the display on such an impressive tightness in the display area that he uses. Putting a few rolls there, a bit of positive heat coming out. Adam will. Get out of this aircraft. He'll be shooting out the sky. Zoom side to depart for another day. Really noticeable when it goes quiet, isn't it? Spends most of the display on full reading. Such an impressive tightness in the display area that he uses. Putting a few rolls there, a bit of positive heat coming out. Tank down there, some other amphibious craft as well. Hands-on equipment, army experts there to answer your questions, and it's getting busy on the cliff top now, guys, so please do remember your e-scooters and cycling is not allowed on site. It's getting really busy now, so please remember that your private e-scooters are illegal. with quite some powerful.
Generation 5 fighters with all the weapons actually being contained inside the machine, which is able to turn towards the modern technology and aircraft design in a much smaller area than most of the different jets you will see around the UK. The agility of this machine is quite phenomenal. suffering around about -3G, a very uncomfortable position to be in. Fitted with a multifunctional head-down display, a head-up display and a helmet-mounted display as well. True multi-role capability with 8.4, part of the outside and outline. That is an A2 qualified flying instructor on the Squadron there, joined the Air Force Firefly in 2009. Been a busy place ever since the inception of the Typhoon. In fact, it's been busy for many, many decades, but you know, just see the street lines. We get out around the side path, take a close look at all the various parts underneath the wing there. That's essential, of course, for mounting all the various weaponry, and that is the stage or the positioning that's been removed now with modern generation actuators every aspect being demonstrated, but I think the most noticeable to me every time I've watched it is just a small amount of airspace. It takes such a heavy sort of power. back in the mid-80s as the real Typhoon concept. Towards the tail end of his demonstration. Just easing back on the power, a brief moment to gather his thoughts and ours as well. You know what to do, he may just take those quick opportunities, take a glance out, you know what to do, boys and girls, once that, give Adam a massive wave, won't you? These guys working hard as well, don't forget they're giving up their weekends as well, to come and entertain you. Of course the taxpayers, all of these just fitting it in nicely for a quick look as well. Well done, Adam.
Right, Ted, it is way past our bedtime officially. So thanks everyone for watching this. If you've actually done the long haul and watched the whole 1 hour 45 minutes of this, thank you so much. Thank you to everyone that came and said hello. Thank you to everyone that wanted selfies and had autographs, bought our merchandise. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you in 2023.